Before I begin today's commentary, I wish to get a couple things out of the way. 1. Damon, aka the commentator, does share my viewpoints on this video, however, his attitude towards said points and or people who make it are entirely different from my own. So if you hate Damon insulting the individuals, please know this is done for the sake of making him hated, largely because Damon is Midnight's dark side in the story bit. I really have no ill will towards either of these people. And 2, Damon also represents memories of when David, aka me, tried to use that stupid British accent back in the day, so that's why he has it throughout the video. The reason I am bringing this up is to explain the reason I am using the accent, even if it's shit. Unlike Manga, who has an accent for the first half of his video, and then just suddenly drops it. Also, if I make any screw-ups/bad points in this video, please feel free to let me know, because it not only helps me improve, but it also gives you guys better content from me. So with all that said, enjoy the video.
Previously on Midnight Anubis.
I absorbed XYZ and I am now Midnight's dark side. How's the temptations?
And now the continuation.
Christ, my host is still asleep. Oh, wait. Humans sleep for hours. That explains it. This is gonna take some time to get used to. Alright then, let's kill some time by doing those commentary things my host does sometimes. So let's see what my host has seen recently.
Later.
Perfect. So for those who don't know, MangaKamen and Galeforce3192 are two commentators in this commentary community as it's called, and they're known for going after big name YouTubers, such as the game theorist host MatPat for MangaKamen's commentaries, and PokeTuber TrickyWeek for Galeforce's commentaries. But speaking of Tricky, Gale and Common decided to join forces a couple weeks ago to do a co-op commentary on a collab she did with another PokeTuber named Dobbs that was titled Top 10 Hilariously Overpowered Pokemon. And if what I just described sounds like a mess, so that's because it is. But don't worry my fellow viewers, I will clean this mess up just for you. Let's begin. What about an intro? You already got one. It's called a topic sentence.
Your Pokemon have no souls! Who the hell are you? You're disrespecting Pokemon breeders everywhere! I should massage your feet right now!
So a Bonehead, a pair of Poketubers, and Espion all walk into a bar. And the Bonehead says, ouch!
Wow, Gale. That's a very interesting power you got there. You managed to not only reach the symbols without using your hands, but you also managed to make invisible drumsticks to tap them. Actually, now that I think about it, I actually have a word for that power. It's called laziness. Seriously, you couldn't bother to edit a pair of drumsticks or something for the joke, let alone have Gale reach the symbols with her avatar's powers? Come on, you made this picture common including closing eyes, and yet you couldn't bother to make a picture of her reaching the symbols or make the gem glow. What's that? That sounds like a nitpick. Well, folks, sometimes you got to eat the smaller fish, or in this case, points, to eat the bigger fish last points. Besides, this little bit showcases a big problem with this video. The editing. Seriously, if an editing noob like me could do this, what's his excuse? Want another example? Well, how about Manga being absent from the screen for several frames in the beginning, and then BAM! Suddenly appears on frame, while Gale was on screen the whole time. Also,
And gain X. And gain X is the
well, that is some shitty ass editing. Anyways, I'll be skipping most of their intros since this shit I covered in my topic sentence, except for this one part, where he's talking about a message he got from a PokeTuber.
We hashed a few things out, and I need to make this perfectly clear. My videos on Poketubers, or videos on other content creators, have no malicious intent behind them. I see these videos as more as a debate on the subject matter and as a means to deliver criticism in an entertaining fashion, not only for the people who made the video, but for my own viewers as well. Any jokes or things of that nature should be taken as just that, joke.
Hey, do you guys remember this? Yeah, this bit that ran for 22 seconds feels kind of redundant now, doesn't it? Yes, I know he later says that another part of the message he had with the PokeTuber was about listing positives, but he could have easily gotten to that without repeating the disclaimer. Look, Common, if people are too stupid to understand your disclaimer and or intent, that's their fault for being stupid, not yours, so why repeat it? If people are gonna act like idiots and harass the individual in question, then those people have demonstrated that they are nothing more than sheep and should be publicly shamed for it. Anyways, before I skip again, I will quickly address the way the list from Dobbs is structured, just to get it out of the way, and to save time.
And just a disclaimer, this is a list of Pokemon that are overpowered compared to how they're known, not overall.
In other words, it's not a list of the Pokemon with the highest space stats in the game, but rather overpowered Pokemon that, odds are, most people won't know are overpowered. Also, they never state that it's game exclusive, so odds are some anime and or movie Pokemon are on the list. Okay, let's move on.
And also, we have a very special guest for this video. Allow me to introduce Tricky Wee.
Hey guys, this is Tricky, but you could call me Tricky.
And if you don't know who Tricky is, she's a YouTuber who does Pokemon Top 10s, Sun and Moon news, and music videos.
You can debate whether or not her top 10s are even worth watching, seeing as how most of them focus on Pokemon fusions and other fan-made stuff that has little to do with the games proper.
Alright, Gale, answer me this then. Are those videos about Pokemon fan works and illusions still related to Pokemon? Do those videos use characters and assets from other franchises? What's that? They are related to Pokemon? Then kindly sit the hell down, because you have no point to counter and you're wasting our time. If it's related to Pokemon, it's still the Pokemon-related content that she puts out. Just because you don't think it's official does not negate his point that she makes Pokemon-related content. Oh, and speaking of subjectivity...
That being said, unless the Pokemon fusion becomes more than just a fan game, her top lists really don't do much in my opinion.
Okay, that's fine. You don't like those kinds of lists. But question, how is this negating Bob's point again? His point, which is more like an advertisement now that I think about it, is that Tricky makes Pokemon content. So what does this part of yours bring to the table, Common? Wasting time? Then kindly sit down, because you also have nothing to counter, aside from your own opinion of the lists, which is irrelevant right now. Oh, and before anyone brings up that he has a point, that being his little rant on the OCs the PokeTubers use, I will happily point out that manga could have easily cut to that point instead of supplying his own opinion of our videos. You have a point or joke to tell? Then do so. Don't waste time with a point that doesn't count or negate shit.
Starting off this list, a whopping level 1 Rattata is hilariously overpowered.
Yeah, the fucking evil annoying rodent, otherwise known as Fear. I'm pretty sure more of us know about this strategy than you think, seeing as how it has its own Bulbapedia page.
Because as everyone knows, all Pokemon fans go on Bulbapedia. It's a fact! Coming from the person who's brought nothing to the table right now. Even then, look at the number. It's number 10, the lowest on the list, meaning that odds are a lot of people know about this as well in comparison to the other 9 entries. So, what's the problem?
Oh, a lot of people know about this! Okay, I'll put it at the bottom. Oh, a lot of people know about this!
Rather sad, this poor rat isn't actually the only one who can use the strategy anymore. Over 30 other Pokemon can actually use it. When Swinub, all 3 versions of Wormadam, and even Baskin can pull this strategy off, well, the rat kinda loses its fear factor.
Again, yet another reason as to why it's probably the lowest on the list. Even then, the strategy is still a somewhat of a powered one, as Dob showcased on the list.
And here's the strategy. You give your level 1 Rattata Focus Sash, let the opponent's Pokemon attack you, live with 1 HP, attack back with Endeavor, and then finally finish target off with a quick attack. And if you don't know what Endeavor does, it causes the opponent's HP to change so that's equal to yours.
And as manga later elaborates on...
But there is a way around this, by taking advantage of the AI, since a lot of the time the AI of the Elite Four will use items on their mons to restore their health. It's during that time that you have to make use of Rattata's other moves for the strategy, aka don't seem to raise its evasion. I bring this up because Dobbs doesn't.
So it's not like it completely negates Rattata's inclusion on the list. If anything, all Dobbs did was that he forgot to include the healing and double team part. Also, so what if a lot more Pokemon can use it? Does it negate the overpoweredness, especially in comparison to how most people view Rattata? No. All it really does is that it just makes the strategy more available in comparison to previous generations. It still counts as overpowered, which is what this list is partially about.
Taking our number 9 spot, we have Snivy from the anime.
In other words, it has no relation to the games. Good to know.
Yes, good job, Gale. You managed to get out of your seat and make a point. Now sit back down because that point is wrong. Dobbs nor Tricky we ever said they were sticking with strictly the games. They also never said they were excluding the manga and or anime Pokemon. Hell, it's not even in the title, which tells the viewer that the people behind this list aren't just picking the main games. So thanks again, Gale, for wasting our time. Now then, I'm going to skip this entry because Gale and Colin's response to Tricky's argument is that they try to bring up that levels aren't a thing in the anime and or type effectiveness issues in the anime, and I honestly have nothing to respond to on that. So good job, you two. You brought a point to the table. But before I start the next entry, I wish to set up some context for Nidokings, largely because there's not much for me to respond to when it comes to Gale and Common's early responses. Anyways, the context I wish to establish is that when referring to Nidoking here, Dobbs is referring to Nidoking in the original Generation 1 games, not the remakes or sequels. Okay, let's continue.
But anyways, in order for your Nidoking to become a god, you would first need to buy a couple of X-Accuracies and the TM Horn Drill. Now back in Generation 1, there was a huge flaw with X-Accuracy. This not only gave you better accuracy, but it gave you perfect accuracy. See where I'm getting at? Now with this overpowered item, you could use this overpowered move and literally one-hit most Pokemon with Nidoking. And I say most because you need to be faster than the opposing Pokemon for a KO move to work.
That wouldn't work if you wanted to use Nidoking on your stadium team.
Congratulations! That has nothing to do with his point. You see these games? Yeah, he's not including Stadium in it. Probably because Stadium's battle system isn't the exact same as the main series battle system back in Gen 1. It doesn't even have the same glitches. So yeah, that bit about Stadium does not debunk his statement about how broken it was in the main series' first generation games. And before anyone brings this up...
And before anyone gives me shit about bringing up Stadium when he's talking about the main games, just keep watching.
I'll be coming back to this really shortly. Until then, I'm going to skip ahead, because manga makes a pretty good point here, and I got nothing to say here.
But still, obtaining a Nidoking so early in the game, and being able to one-hit everything, literally broke the game.
Not if you wanted to use it as early as you said you wanted to.
Wow! That was brutal!
See? There's your Stadium game clip. Yeah, I know it's from Stadium 2, it counts, damn it.
Not even close. Because 1, Stadium 2 was a Generation 2 game, and Nidoking's entry is about his Gen 1 appearance, and 2, not only was this the only case where he references the Stadium games in this entry, but let's recall what the announcer said. That was brutal. Say, what did Dob say about Nidoking again?
Obtaining a Nidoking so early in the game, and being able to one-hit everything, literally broke the game.
Sounds like a pretty deadly combination based on this strategy. What I'm getting at is Dobbs used that clip from Stadium 2 to emphasize his point. That this strategy of one-hitting everything with X accuracy and Nidoking's Horde Drill could, quote-unquote, break the game. In fact, he played that clip right after saying that, giving further proof that it was played for the sake of emphasis. Okay, this is starting to make me fall asleep, so I'm gonna skip the next few entries because there's not much I need to add that hasn't already been said. Except for this one part in the Torchic entry.
Ramos? Flame Wheel.
No one in the Torchic line can learn Flame Wheel, not even through breeding. How did you screw this up, Dobbs? And better yet, how did you miss this part, Coleman and Galeforce? Next.
So knowing that, Rex's Scyther is tied for being one of the most fastest Pokemon in the league.
For being one of the most fastest Pokemon in the league. For being one of the most fastest Pokemon in the league.
Nothing for you.
Diglett being tied for first.
No. Scyther's base speed stat is 105, while Diglett's base speed stat is 95. Granted, this is the Little Cup, so the levels are so low that base stats don't mean much, so maybe you're right that Diglett is faster than Scyther in the Little Cup.
Oh, this Pokemon is faster than Diglett. 1 second later. Oh, maybe it's not faster than Diglett. Make up your mind, Gale. Is it faster or not? What's that? You don't know for certain because the levels are so low the base speed could not be exact? Then sit the hell down, because uncertainty doesn't count our points. All it does is waste our time. But what you say? She brings up Diglett's speed in a 4-minute response? Yes, she does. But all she really says about it is that if you want insurance to make sure it's faster than Scyther in the Little Cup, you give it a Carbos and execute the missing no duplication glitch. So wait, you were uncertain if Diglett was faster or slower than Scyther earlier because the levels were so low the base stats didn't mean much, but you are certain the Carbos would make Diglett faster even though the Pokemon are still at a low level, meaning that the bonuses received from the Carbos would also be called into question because it's at such a low level that the bonuses, much like the base stats, won't mean as much in comparison to its actual effects? Yeah, okay, I'll just take your word for it. After all, the skulls and the Espeon is all the proof I need. How am I out of bullets on this thing? Whatever. The last entry on this video is them arguing the Kecleon from the Mystery Dungeon games isn't overpowered below the level, so I'm just going to end the video here. Listen, I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. This video was a chore to slog through, and it's not just because of the 34-minute video length. A lot of your points didn't really count at Dobbs and Tricky, several of them felt worthless to include, the editing was terrible, and even your chemistry was shit. Seriously, aside from your intro skit and that summary I skipped, most of your chemistry can be summed up as, like, as that person here said, based on your previous videos, which I will link below, you know how to do good chemistry, so there's no excuse for having chemistry this poorly executed. Hopefully this is just a misstep and you won't get better from all this, because this is not how you do a co-op. That's all I have to say, so take care. Now then, how do I upload this? Oh right, I forgot. I somehow got these special powers after absorbing XYZ. In that case, I wish my recording was transformed into a commentary and uploaded onto my host channel.